Welcome to college. I bet you're excited to get started on all the exciting things college has to offer, like meeting nifty new friends, hanging out at the malt shop, going to sock hops, and getting started on your studies. And of course, getting to work on the drama productions and showing off your talents. Graduation is years away, but don't forget that's the point of going to college, and there's some things you need to start preparing for right now. The Oregon educational system requires that all students have some kind of culminating experience to their studies. For Bachelor of Fine Arts students, that will be their thesis project. But for Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science students, that will be the Capstone experience. Look, it's right here in the SOU catalog. All students must complete a capstone experience designed to focus on and provide understanding of their major field of study. But it also says each program specifies the manner in which its majors must meet these requirements. And that's good news for you. See, most programs are all about in-class study, and there's not much practical application to what students are learning. So those programs use the capstone as a way for students to actually put what they are learning to use. But here in theater, we apply what we are learning every day through class projects and working on our departmental productions. Other departments typically have students conduct a research project, like a business plan or a psychology study, and then they write a long paper about it. Years ago, we used to do that in theater too, but so many students were eager to get out into the world and get started on that first job that they never got around to writing their capstone papers, and then never got their diplomas. And after all that work, too. How could we solve this problem? How to help students graduate and give them something useful and meaningful at the same time? The theater faculty put their heads together and came up with the idea of the Capstone Toolbox, a way to keep track of the work students have done and help prepare them for that first interview or grad school application. Each spring term, all students not yet accepted into the BFA must register for TA 155 Capstone Preparation. This zero-credit class won't cost you any money or add to your total credits. It's simply a way to organize the capstone process. Be aware that TA 155 is a pass, no pass class. If you present a complete capstone toolbox at the time appropriate for your class, then you will receive a pass for TA 155 that year. Okay, you may ask, if it's zero credit and no grade, then why bother taking 155? Well, hold on there, kids. TA 400 A and B, the capstone class, is required for graduation for BA and BS degrees. And the prerequisite for registering for TA 400? Well, that's a passing grade in 155 for each year that you've been enrolled. So if you're an incoming freshman, you'll need 3 passing grades in TA 155 to enroll in TA 400. If you're a transfer, you'll need passing grades for each year you have been a theater major. So what is this capstone toolbox I keep yappering about? Well, it's simple. It's an organized presentation of your best work in the department for that year. For freshmen and sophomores, it's simply a display or binder that shows your work. You can put out physical objects too. Proud of that fundies bag? How about that set model you built? All those acting journals or stage management binders? And all that crazy stuff you'll make in Elements of Design. Show those off. Don't forget to include graded papers from your academic classes too. But we just want to see what you've done in the Oregon Center for the Arts this year, so leave out all that stuff from high school or that summer stock job last year. But you can include work from art, EMDA, and music courses. The list of what's required is available on the Moodle site for TA 155. It's in the student handbook, and you'll get a copy from your Foundations professors too. Just find your year and look down the column for everything you need to include. It's a little different for juniors and seniors. Seniors will enroll in TA 400 Capstone and present to a group of faculty and staff. It's a lot like a job interview or graduate school application. You'll have 10 minutes to tell us what you've learned and what your plans are after school. Maybe you've set up one of those newfangled websites, or have an online portfolio of your work. Juniors present at a scheduled time too, so they can get some practice in presenting and get feedback from the faculty and staff to make their senior year presentation as good as it can be. Freshmen and sophomores do not need to present in person. They set out their displays so that the faculty can give them written feedback on their toolboxes. And why do we call it toolboxes? Well, it's where you'll keep all the tools you're learning here in college, but we also didn't want to call it a portfolio or similar highfalutin words and make students think they needed to go out and buy expensive display portfolios. All that's needed is a binder and some good organization. Here's a good-looking display. The student has put her work inside a 3-ring binder and included a handsome fundies bag to boot. This student made a terrific table of contents referencing all the required materials. She included a great accomplishments paper, not just listing crews and classes, but actually spelling out what she learned. You might put down that you worked on the light crew in fall term, and then include that you've learned how to properly hang and focus a light, learned how gel media colors light, maybe even learned how to program some cues on that computer thinking machine. We want you to list specific skills you have gained in your classes and theater practice assignments, not just a list of jobs. This student went above and beyond, having cover pages for each of the documents in her toolbox. Binder tabs are great! Notice how this student has attached labels to all the artifacts explaining what they are. There's no need for science fair style displays, glitter pens, or scrapbooking tools. Keep it simple, professional, and well organized, and you'll be bound to get that passing grade. Tables will be set out in various parts of the building for you to set up your displays. You'll get more information about that in the spring.
Seems perfect. But what if it's not?
Don't flip your lids, kids. Your capstone is just a display of work you're already doing. The only way to be a sap is to put it off. Work a little bit on this project all year. Start a file or get a box where you can save good assignments as you get them back. Don't forget to take photos of your work and of all your theater practice assignments. Doing a little bit of work all year is much easier than trying to pull it all together right before finals. So get started today. Find a copy of the Toolbox requirements and start planning your presentation. Don't forget to enroll in TA 155 in the spring, and keep an eye peeled for those electronic mail notices of important information concerning the Toolbox presentations. Don't be a lazy Susie or sleepy Johnny who procrastinates and then panics in week 8 of spring term and spends all weekend frantically assembling a hasty and shoddy presentation. Instead, plan ahead, and completing a spiffy capstone will be as easy as an hour with a word processor and an electronic printing machine, and a 3-hole punch. With preparation and good hygiene, you too can succeed with the Capstone Toolbox.